Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone and depending from where you're watching us from. We are live and we are direct. This is Biafra Watchman TV. We are here once again to set the record straight, to speak that bitter truth without fear or favor. If today is your first time of seeing our video, please hit the subscription button, like, share to different groups you belong so that the message will go more far and wider. Alright, quick one. This video here, you will listen to the analysis that was made in the video concerning the forthcoming case of PM Simon Ekpa. According to the video and according to the reports, there are some notable law firms. Up to 15 lawyers have volunteered themselves, to stand for Prime Minister Simon Ekpa in the forthcoming case between him and Nigerian government. The truth of the matter is this: I've studied that case. I've studied the trajectory of what has happened and all the allegations they leveled against PM Simon Ekpa. The truth of the matter is this: to me, Simon don't have case. You know why? To every action, there's always a reaction. And in the case of Nigeria and Biafra, the records are there that Nigeria are always the aggressor. Nigeria is always the aggressor. Nigerian state or Nigerian government, they are always the aggressor. And to the part of PM Simon, his own is just counter action. Because Nigeria, they are the people that will first come with action. And he himself will come with what? Counter action. Because if there is no action, there will not be counter action. Nigeria have, the records are there that, are you talking about the police checkpoint and military checkpoint? The records are there that most of the kidnapping going on in Southeast, that is just 1 kilometer away from police or military checkpoint. And there has been a record, there have been a both video and voice record that Nigerian security agents, they enables these kidnappers. I could remember the case of the primate, one primate that was kidnapped, was it 2022? Everybody had the testimony of the primate. So the records are there. That's the reason why PM Simon said, we don't want police checkpoint. And this police, normally there's no how you can engage civilians with live bullet, but the records are there that they've been, buying their citizens. It's only Nigeria that the military who are trained or their duty, primary duty, is to face the external aggression. They've turned their gun against their citizen. It's only Nigeria. The human rights, all the whole human rights organizations, including what is it called, Amnesty International, they've released series of reports indicting Nigerian state and indicting Nigerian military and security agents. Are we talking about how the report they gave when they went to buy unarmed and peaceful protesters at Ngwa High School? How many are we going to count? So Nigeria state, moreover, what Biafrans are asking for is self-determination. They told them that, conduct referendum for us. You, Nigeria, you by yourself, conduct referendum. And Nigeria is a signatory to this self-determination. They are signatory to Charter of Self-Determination. You don't want to conduct referendum. If people come out peacefully, you will send your soldiers to go and engage them, to go and buy them. Now he said, I will not stand by and watch my people being buyed again. If you buy them, we'll buy you back. Are you getting me? So people who felt that Simon Ekpa will be jailed, they're just dreaming. Because Nigeria, look at the other time, they had this thing, the United Nations, about nations that want to join one organization about human rights. Nigeria only got 2 votes. Only got 2 votes. So that's to tell you that when it comes to human rights, the whole world knows that Nigeria violates human rights. You can't come out and say he's inciting violence via his media. And one thing about Simon is this: before he made a tweet, he must, it must be a counter of what Nigerian state or Nigerian government have done. He will not make a tweet because of so thing. We are taking so measures. And I know that he has always been telling people who are, moving around, hawking around checkpoints, they should stay away from there. Because Biafra Liberation Army will engage them. He has never for one day said, if you don't do this one, I will send Biafra Liberation Army to buy people. He's not there. Or the Twitter handle or the X handle is there. Rather, he always make this statement that we are doing this to protect our women and children. This has been his words. He has never for one day said, before, because you disobey, maybe sit at home, that you will face this or you will face that, or Biafra Liberation Army will buy you. He has never said so. So people who are jubilating that maybe if he goes to court, they will indict him. I don't see the possibility, or they will extradite him. I don't see the possibility. Because the law and the justice is on his side. Can you imagine Nigeria that buy their citizens, even when they were singing their national anthem with their flag during NSAS? You saw what happened. Are we talking about the one of Shite, who were just protesting? Buy them. Tell me any country in the world that when their citizens come out to protest, you start buying them with live bullets. Start buying them with live bullets. So to the case of PM Simon Ekpa, he has a good case. He has a good case. Because Nigeria has been buying IPOB members unprovoked. Buying them unprovoked. And you think that there will not be a point where they will say, enough of this buying. If you buy us, we buy you back, because they are human. And that's the very state we are. Now you are complaining. But when you were buying them, when they were protesting with flags, you don't know. Or you think that the world are not watching. Now they said, no, it's no more. If you buy us, we buy you back. Nigeria has been, Nigerian military has this record of, setting people's houses ablaze. For what? Government that is meant to protect lives and properties. Why setting ablaze? Once you suspect that this person is a member of this IPOB, go there and set the house ablaze. The world are watching. Because all these things, you can't be doing all these things thinking that people will not react. Definitely people will react because they are human. They will definitely react because they are human beings. So, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for Nigeria. When they look at the case of Chuayaba, La République being Cameroon thought that by now Chuayaba will be in Cameroon. But the case have now turned. It has now turned. So I would like you guys to watch this video, listen to the analysis the presenter made in the video. I greet you all. Peace and love. If you come across the video, please like, subscribe, and share. One love.
In this video, we shall be showcasing all of the latest and all of the biggest updates coming from Finland. In this video, you get to see the fact that over 18 big foreign lawyers have come together to back Mr. Simon. In this same video, I'll be showing you live pictures and photos taken yesterday from a Finnish correctional center where Simon was captured live in person. And this is something no TV channel or any media publication has ever revealed since this man was arrested by the Finnish authorities. In this same video, you get to see other interesting facts. You get to see how Simon has influenced a very, very important rule and regulations domiciled in the EU. In the same video, you get to see some interesting bits of information and latest updates coming from that country regarding that man's case. In this same video, you get to see very interesting comments and very, very controversial statements made by a political party leader where Simon is domiciled. Well, with all of that being said, let's start our video and expose all of these breaking releases and news coming from that country. First and first, let's start with a very, very interesting publication coming from a newspaper channel or a TV channel known as Yale. This happens to be one of the biggest publication center or publication house domiciled in Finland as we speak. So these guys recently interviewed a man known as Timo Elo regarding Mr. Simon's case. Yes, just in case you don't know, this man known as Timo Elo happens to be the secretary of the National Coalition Party, the same party where Mr. Simon is registered under. Yes, just in case you don't know, Simon happens to be a Finnish politician. Yes, and as we speak, he's registered to a political party known as the National Coalition Party. So yesterday, this Yale, like I said, a media publication in Finland, interviewed the secretary of that political party regarding Simon's case. Well, for better understanding and for more revelation, let me show this interview to you live in this video. Well, take a look at this screenshot showing right now on your screen, where it states the National Coalition Party Secretary Timo Elo declined to comment on Simon's possible membership of the party. And just in case you don't understand, this Yale, a media house, approached this man known as Timo Elo, who happens to be the secretary of the National Coalition Party, to ask him about Simon, your member who was arrested by the Finnish authorities. Can you give us more intel? Can you tell us more info about this man? Is this man still a member of a political party, or have you guys expelled him from your party? Well, this man came out to make a very, very interesting comment. Yes, showing right now on your screen is his own words and statements. We never say who is and who isn't our member. That is confidential information. He also went a step further to categorically state that if a member of the NCP, the National Coalition Party, is being suspected of terrorism offenses, that member would be expelled. Yes, hope you're understanding what he said. If a member is suspected and not if a member is charged. So as we speak, Simon Ekpa is still a member of that political party, which simply means that there's no possible claim of terrorism charge in this case. That is what we think. But then moving on swiftly, there's something we saw yesterday that no TV channel, no publication in Nigeria or newspaper outlet discussed or exposed. Ever since this man, Simon, was arrested by the Finnish authorities sometimes last year, we've never seen any picture, we've never seen any videos of him. But that will change today. Today will happen to be the very first time you will see him in detention and in a court. So how did we get this video or pictures we're about to show to you? Well, stay tuned. We'll explain all of these things to you in a very, very simple term. So yesterday, being a Thursday, Simon, together with 5 other individuals, were taken to the National Bureau of Investigation so that more investigations will be done and executed. Yes, the moment these guys were taken to that center, the NBS, the National Bureau of Investigation, series of pictures and videos were taken of this man. Yes. Well, showing right now on your screen is one of these pictures, and this is coming from the National Bureau of Investigation domiciled in Finland. This is coming from an authority in Finland. Well, if you look at the bottom part of this picture, it clearly states on Thursday, the Päijät-Häme District Court held a meeting in which 5 people are suspected of series of offenses. Well, and it also went a step further to claim that one of the suspects is Simon. face covered in the photo, a local politician from Lati. But interestingly, when you zoom into this picture, you won't find our man known as Simon. Yes, you won't find him. But then let me show you a video and you will get to see things for yourself. Showing right now on your screen is a video released just yesterday, and this is coming from, like I said, the National Bureau of Investigation domiciled in Finland. This is their inner structure. And now let me take you to one of their detention center, one of their closed room, so you can see Simon for the very first time. Well, showing right now on your screen is a photo of Simon. If you look closely, you see him using a white paper to close his face. Yes, he used a white paper to close his face so that nobody will be able to identify him. But when you look at his body structure, you will know that this is actually Simon. This is him. And when you look around, you see some security officers standing beside him and standing around him. And this is the same photo that was released yesterday by the National Bureau of Investigation. The same photo showing right now on your screen, where it claimed that Simon's face was covered in that photo. Yes. And that is not even all. Remember that last week, around Thursday of last week, a member from the EU traveled to Nigeria to visit Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his presidential villa so as to hold a series of conversations regarding how this man can be sent back to Nigeria. Yes, remember I told you that things will get very, very interesting this week. Things are getting very, very tensed up already. As we speak, Finland or the EU currently are trying to create a rule that will stop a lot of social media posts and content creation. Yes, and this clearly is in relation to Mr. Simon. For better understanding and for more clarity, let me show you a publication that was released just yesterday, where it states, the blog has brought a new rules for social media platforms, including the Digital Services Act and the Digital Marketers Act. This gives the EU powers to act if platforms allow content that the EU views as disinformation, inflammatory or otherwise unacceptable. And this is coming from the EU. This is not coming from my own words or from my own mouth. This is something you can actually do your research on and you get better understanding and more clarity. So the EU wants to regulate social media in its region. And this is getting more heated after an EU officer visited Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and that said man made a series of revelations to the whole wide world and to the president. Sharing right now on your screen is a comment that states the police have been investigating the case since the autumn of 2022. The actual investigation into the matter began at the beginning of February, and based on it, the Lati man is suspected of collecting money in violation of fundraising laws domiciled in the Finland. Yes, this guy violated some fundraising laws and regulations domiciled in their social media regulations and in their country's administration. Anyways, moving on swiftly. Remember that I told you that 17 to 18 lawyers are currently ready to defend Simon in any level that you want to take him to. Yes, it's actually a fact. Series of lawyers domiciled in Finland and around the world have come together to create a very strong and formidable force to defend this man in any way, shape or form. So the question here is, who are these lawyers and where are they coming from? Well, showing right now on your screen is a publication which states Conteuri and Co. Oy. This is a law firm that sent series of its individuals and personnel to defend Simon. And this happens to be one of the biggest law firm domiciled in Finland, Eastern Finland to be precise. Well, shown right now on your screen is a listing of these lawyers who are ready to defend Simon in any way, shape or form. As you can see, these are highly skilled and highly experienced lawyers, yes. And for a fact, a man known as Matti Tolvanen is the lead counsel. Yes, is the man leading these whole lawyers to defend this man, Simon, in the court of law. Who is Matti Tolvanen and how experienced is he? Is this a man that Simon should trust or a man that Simon should hold or place highly? Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, showing right now on your screen is a better description of this man where it states Matti Tolvanen, who happens to be a consultative legal counsel, is also a professor emeritus. Well, moving on swiftly, showing right now on your screen is a full listing of his experience. If you read this thing fully, you'll notice that this man is highly skilled. He's highly experienced when it comes to legal battle in Finland and all across the world. He has done series of cases from Finland to Switzerland to Sweden to Russia and so on and so forth. So this guy is very, very versatile when it comes to international law and when it comes to politics and defending individuals in and around Finland. So this man, together with every other lawyer domiciled in the Konturi and Co. OY, the biggest law firm in Eastern Finland, have come together to defend Simon. And that is not even all. Yes, that is not even all. A man known as Aman Dabiri, yes, have joined forces with these individuals to defend Simon in the court of law. Who is Aman and how is he going to play a major role in defending Simon? Well, just in case you don't know, Aman Dabiri is one of the biggest lawyers domiciled in the USA. Yes, he's one of the biggest and one of the most experienced lawyers domiciled in the USA. And this man specializes in representing countries and individuals with business and government relation issues in the USA and all across the world. Aman, who lives in Washington, D.C. with his wife, Amin, is active in the IW alumni events in Washington, D.C. So as you can see, this man has been recruited a series of times by government officials, by countries to represent them regarding international relations or international issues. And this is the same man that Simon recruited to work for him and also to work for Biafra. Yes, just in case you don't know, once upon a time, around the 15th of November 2024, Simon made a very, very interesting announcement. Showing right now on your screen is this announcement that states Simon hires U.S. Attorney Dabiri, yes, to work for Biafra. But after he was apprehended or arrested by the Finnish authorities, this man vowed to represent him in the court of law. And this is going to be a very, very fascinating and a very, very interesting one. Yes, anyways, moving on swiftly. This said man known as Matil Tovenan, the man I showed you previously that I said is very, very experienced in Finland. He is one of the top lawyers domiciled in Eastern Finland. This man came out recently to write an article to clearly explain why it is almost impossible for anybody or anyone to try or convict Simon. Yes, well, for better understanding and for more clarity, let me show you this article he wrote just recently, which is titled Difficult to Intervene Under Finnish Law, which states, as Ekpa is a Finnish citizen, the state's powers to intervene in his activities are limited. Yes, just in case you don't understand this very first line, Ekpa is a citizen of Finland and also a citizen of the EU. So for states like Nigeria and other world countries to intervene in his activities are highly limited. He also went a step further to claim that incitement against a national group could be one potential crime, but the Nigerian central government can't really be considered as a national group. Yes, he also went a step further to make a very, very interesting statement that definitely will change the way we see things going forward. He states, Nigeria considers the IPOB and its armed wing to be a terrorist organization, but the European Union has not classified them as such. Yes, this is a very, very interesting one because in Nigeria, the IPOB or the IPOB have been seen as a terrorist group, but in an international world like the EU, these guys are yet to be proscribed as one. And that is why most individuals are free to hold rally and to hold a peaceful protest in Finland calling for the release of Simon. Well, take a look at this video that was shot just recently, where we can see individuals like Ngozi Orabueze campaigning or protesting live in Finland for the release of Simon. So these guys can actually do all of these things because IPOB are yet to be seen as a terrorist organization in that part of the world. So this is going to be a very, very difficult one to pull off by the Nigerian government and the Nigerian state. Anyways, moving on swiftly. According to Tolvenan, the international classification of organization is irrelevant in serious crimes. It is essential to consider whether these organizations meet the hallmarks of terrorism as defined in the Finnish laws. He also went a step further to claim that if they are deemed to be terrorist organizations, then the law provides many opportunities to intervene. Even the slightest contact with such an organization is punishable. Finnish authorities should find out what these groups are doing in practice. In Nigeria, the professor said he sees Ekpa's activities as exceptional in Finnish terms and in Finnish laws. This is going to be one interesting defense in court. Yes, this is going to be a very, very interesting one. Like I said, this article was written by Tolvenan, which, like I said, is one of the biggest lawyers domiciled in Eastern Finland and in Finland as a whole. And a man known as Aman Dabiri have joined forces with this man known as Tolvenan together with 17 other lawyers so as to defend Simon This is going to be massive, and this is going to be a very, very interesting one. So anyways, if you want to get latest updates as it unfolds, do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications, because here on this channel we do our very best to bring latest news regarding Simon to your screen and to your doorstep. Anyways, as quoted in this video, a member of the EU traveled and visited Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his residential home domiciled in Abuja, Nigeria. These guys had a series of conversations regarding Simon and regarding the relationship between Nigeria and the EU. Yes, in that meeting, a lot of conversations were held and a lot of decisions were made. Yes, in our previous video, we showcased and we exposed all of the conversations and the rulings made in that meeting. And some part of it really concerned Simon and Finland. Yes. So if you want to watch that video and get full updates and better clarity and see things for yourself, we have a video live on this channel that will show you everything that you need to know and understand. Yes, and that video is showing right now on your screen. So do well to click on this video to watch and understand. Click on this video and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching.